whatever you want to say about Congress, both the House and the Senate seem to be a superfluous, like maybe an appendix. Like maybe it used to have some use, but it certainly doesn't seem to be useful today.
That's been for years. Those are, and I'm not sure exactly when it started. I mean, look, I've been in
Gingrich?
DC since 93,
Yeah.
and Congress is far, far different than it was back then. And there were major political shifts. The Democrats had the House for over 40 years, and then all of a sudden the Republicans had it. You had Newt Gingrich come in with these far more conservative Republicans. You had the Contract on America back in the mid 90s. And then you had the Tea Party come in, and then they transformed into MAGA. And then somewhere along the way, Congress became completely ineffective and subservient to the executive branch. And I'm not entirely sure whether that's more of a Democrat or a Republican fault or all of them, because obviously there's administrations of both during that entire time period. What I do know is, historically, constitutionally speaking, the legislative branch was supposed to be the more powerful branch of government.
Right.
And they're the first branch of government. And they have, and I don't understand this, because it's a pretty tall tale to get people to cede power intentionally. And Congress has absolutely done that. Now, what no doubt comes into play is personal agendas of where people think they may get to in their career, so they're willing to sacrifice the entity for themselves, right? It's the opposite of the whole notion of Star Trek: the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few or the one, although Spock's alive because Kirk reversed that. But that I digress from. Okay. But they have ceded so much power to the executive branch that, Dick Cheney is not rolling over in his grave. He's actually smiling, because that was a big push that he wanted to do, having seen what happened in the aftermath of Watergate and President Ford ceding power to Congress and wanting to take it back, which he did in large part during the George W. Bush administration.
Right.
So Congress is just absolutely useless. Mike Johnson, I think, is going to go down as one of the worst speakers, at least in modern time. There's got to be something going on there, because I don't understand. Maybe just because he was a nobody when he became speaker, and he just likes the notion of being speaker. I have no idea, because it doesn't look like he's going anywhere. I guess
doing anything.
I'll swing this into Stefanik, because maybe this is the right way.
Sure.
To bring it into Stefanik. Elise Stefanik, who was the youngest female member of Congress and was the rising star of the moderates, and was critical of Trump, and then just somebody gave her a Trump cookie or something, Trump laced marijuana cookie, I don't know what it was, that just got her, since we'll talk about marijuana in a minute, that she became the diehard MAGA queen, and now she's gone. What the hell? Weird. I mean, in this story, you guys can tell me if you know something that I don't, because I only know what I've seen on the news. I have seen no explanation as to what the hell just happened. She was going to be the UN ambassador, or the U.S. ambassador to the United Nations. Understandably, that got pulled back because the majority in the House for Republicans was so slim, they were worried it was going to cost them dearly. And that was a sound strategic political decision. But it ended up being horrible for her, because she went nowhere. There was talk of her being speaker. There was talk of her being Trump's vice president. They're gone.